The next step, step 5, is a crystallization takes place. In other words, you start to not just get glimpses of this fact, but you come into a state where you are from moment to moment not missing a beat. No thoughts are slipping through uncomprehended. The fact is not escaping the glare of your awareness. It is not escaping this impersonal intelligence that is bearing down on it and comprehending it as it occurs. So this is a state of smooth moment-to-moment comprehension of the fact in action. It is a state of great, great joy when you come upon it, seeing this particular truth as it takes place and understanding it. And at that stage, all thoughts that come up will be understood in their entirety as they occur. That was stage 5. Stage 6 is a natural state that happens in which you negate this particular fact that is germinating, blossoming, and taking place. The reason why it's negated is because the seeing that desire is leading to struggling, is leading to suffering, makes no sense to continue down that path. If you wish to be free of suffering, which is sane and logical, then the negation of this activity comes naturally. So what happens then is the mind sees a very astonishing truth, that in any attempt to do anything, it realizes that it is perpetuating this particular fact. It is perpetuating this state. In other words, trying to stop desire willfully is the perpetuation of desire. Wanting to have no desire, or wanting to be free of desire, is again nothing more than desire. So the mind comes to this state where it starts to realize that it, no matter what it tries to do, it just creates more mischief. It just extends the state. It perpetuates the problem. And that realization taking place leads the mind to halt itself. No other way will the mind halt itself, because all else is just introducing more waves in the mind. All else is just introducing more disturbances, introducing more activity. The mind must see that it is causing this particular state to perpetuate, and it must see that this state is a danger to itself. It's a state of suffering, such as seeing the cliff, and therefore it halts. So what starts to happen is, as the mind comes into the state of crystallization and it starts to see the fact in action, it starts to negate itself. As soon as it realizes the fact is starting to form, it negates it. So that is the flame of awareness. You can think of it extinguishing ignorance. Intelligence extinguishing what creates the veil that prevents you from seeing the absolute. Because it is this pursuit that keeps you trapped. It is this pursuit that keeps the mind active and prevents that which is absolute, that which is true and real, from revealing itself. As soon as this is halted, that's when the final stage, known as samadhi, takes place, enlightenment takes place, nirvana, moksha. You can't define that state because it is not of the mind. It is the state that lies beyond the mind. The mind simply removes itself as an obstacle. You let go of the mind let go of itself. And then that which is beyond, that which is no longer contorted by the dualistic thinking, that it is no longer subject to me and you, because all that is introduced by the mind. It is no longer subject to psychological time. So that which is beyond time, beyond dualism, that which is beyond the sense of self, which is produced by the mind and thoughts, can then blossom, can then descend upon you. That is why this is called a process of emptying the mind. That is why meditation is a process of negation. That is why it is said you're already complete. Nothing more needs to be added to you. Everything is already perfect. You just introduce problems because of the patterns of thinking that we have been conditioned with. So again, a quick brief overview of these 7 stages of this most important and advanced meditation that we must get to sooner or later, the silent mind meditation technique. Number 1, the fact. Have the fact that you're going to pursue. Number 2, personalize this fact so it becomes a process of self-knowing when you are going to pursue it. Number 3, the firm intent to see this fact in action. See yourself, as in my example, desiring, therefore struggling, therefore suffering. Number 4, learn to consolidate all your energy and with urgent passion, a demand, impose that urgency upon the mind. That is a key step, because that urgency, that demand to see the mind in action will lead it to slow down, allowing you then to see this fact taking place. Otherwise the thoughts will pile up. They're very subtle and quick. That step is critical. The next step, step number 5, crystallization takes place. So you will start to notice how Patanjali, Sage Patanjali explains it. I'm explaining it in a very different way, but I'm explaining very, very similar steps, dharana and dhyan. Crystallization takes place. You start to see the fact in action from moment to moment without missing a beat. It's a wonderful, wonderful state. And it is there for you to do. This is part of your potential. Some people will develop it. Most people won't. I hope you will. Next state, the state of negation starts to take place. You start to negate this fact. As you start to see the danger in it, you start to realize the suffering that is being introduced by the mind. And you realize anything the mind does is nothing more than more mischief. And that then leads to the dropping of the mind. And then whatever is beyond has a chance to show itself. So I hope you really try this technique out. These details are on the website as well. The Silent Mind Meditation Program. The entire program is on the website. It's all for free. So please feel free to go ahead and go to the website to review this particular technique, to get more tips how to practice this technique. I hope you learn it, enjoy it, benefit from it, and I really hope you master it. Thank you, everybody. God bless you all.